Hey guys, it's NeverSink here, and today I want to address several topics about item filters, the upcoming ritual and Echo's expansion, changes coming to Filter Blade, and I also woke up, and I just recently woke up to this little thread. I think NeverSink should get paid by GGG and have his filters integrated into the core system. There's a lot of misinformation going around, and I feel like this is casting a negative shadow on GGG, so I feel like I need to address that. So yeah, let me do that. Let me do just that. But I do have a small roadmap for today. So let's start with the topics here. All right, now let's talk about what I call the big game changer, the has explicit mod change. Now, I don't want to take credit away from GG, and I'm really happy they implemented that, but I've been poking them to implement these three and around 7 other commands since quite a few months, so I'm really happy they had the time to implement them, exactly them. So show enchanted passive number, this is useful for cluster jewels. So now you can specifically look for large cluster jewels with, let's say, 8 with 8 sockets, with 8 skills, not sockets, nodes. So that is really useful. What about the other ones? Now you can give custom sounds volume. This is also really nice to balance them out. And this one is the big game changer. Now, if you look at that, you might be confused. What is that? And let's talk about that. So if we have a mod like this one, a rule like this one is a filter, show type explicit rare, identify true, drop level, whatever. So class boots, so it only affects identified boots that have cheetahs, hellions, and matadle. I think these are the movement speed mods. It has some high life or energy shield. I think that's responsible for the energy shield. Yeah, that's the energy shield ones. So this one will highlight items that has at least one of these from every line. That means it has to have at least one movement speed mode like this, have at least one energy shield mode like that. It needs one energy shield mode like that. So you could already highlight identified items, so it only applies to identified rare items, and you could find them with the filter. And the filter has been doing that for years, and it's working fairly fine, but it does have some limitations. And the limitations are pure mathematical, because these lines are always saying at least one mod. So what if you say when I highlight good rings, right? So let's quickly design something that will highlight good rings. So we would need, let's say high life, so T1 to T3 life. And then you would need 2 of the following ones. T1 to T4 fire, T1 to T4 light res, or fire res. Now this is like a highlight for the start of the league, nothing special. T1 to T4 cold res, then T1 to T4 chaos res, T1 to T4 to T2, let's say, I don't know, dexterity, and I'm not really trying to design something good here, I'm just making a point. So the same goes for strengths, the same goes for in, the same goes for ores. And then you can also add some more like car speed and so forth. Now the problem is the filter never supported this 1-2 off thing. You could only tell him it has exactly 1 off, and then you could make like a different list and it says it has exactly 1 off, and they can't overlap, so it's really hard to do something like that. To create something like that, you would need quite a few filter entries. You can actually quite easily calculate how many. Can pretty much multiply them out. So if you want to have 2 of these, you basically need I think it's like 64 sections just for this one combination. Not quite certain about that, it was very spontaneous. So you need 64 rules in the filter to generate this one example, and you can make it much more complicated than that. So the filter now supports that. Now all of that can be done in one command, and it's really simple. So you can say has explicit mode, now it comes this quirky syntax has explicit mod 2, and then you list all the modifiers. Like you list your modifiers for one fire, another one like call it C3 fire, then I don't know, C1 light, and what it'll do, it means it has at least 2 of these, and you can use the old one and you make your life mods in the other one. So I am implementing that for the upcoming filter update. I feel like this is a huge change, and it'll allow you to highlight identified good rare items much easier. And it also has some effect on sextants and on maps that drop items identified. So something like, okay, I want to have all the items identified that have at least 2 high make like good spell slinger ones. So that's now really easy to identify, like, and that's pretty awesome. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. But in here, that is coming to the filter blade update, and there's a filter update. I think that's a good point to jump to the next topic. When is the filter blade coming? How is it coming? What are the changes? So as usual, the filter blade will be done on Friday, and it will be released on Friday during a release stream. I'll be doing it as is traditional. I'll be doing it on Twitch/NeverSink. Feel free to come and join. The filter update will then be available for everyone on Filterblade and Filter, and on GitHub and the subscribe filters. If you're using Filterblade, all you have to do to get the latest update is once Filterblade is updated, it'll show that on the top. You just go to your PoE save, load whatever you want to use, and once you load it, it'll tell you it was updated to the latest version. So your changes get integrated into the changes we've done, and you'll be able to use that. That's all you have to do. When it comes to subscribe star filters, you don't have to do anything. When it comes to GitHub or download, you have to download again. Yeah. So we've purchased a better hosting plan for our Filterblade server. We've done a lot of upgrades when it comes to the infrastructure of the backend, and we hope it will be able to handle the simultaneous onslaught of PoE hungry players on Friday. Do know that this is a hobby project, so I don't have super expensive servers here, and it's not a good idea to have super expensive servers for something that is like on high load just for a few hours per every 3 months, in this case every 4 months. So I do hope the servers will hold. I have high hopes that we will be able to achieve high availability on release day, but we'll see about that. Then something I've been working since a while is a better language for filters. Basically a way to have a more compact way to design filters, splitting style and content. And my little language is nearly done. This example is already working. So in this example, I have on the left side a 6-link section and an incubator section. And on the right side, I have a style section. And by passing this, it creates a complete filter, and it's much more comfortable to use. So that means that likely for the next leak, so not ritual ones, I'll be releasing the next filter using that language. That means that I'll be completely rewriting my initial filter, doing a lot of changes to style and so forth. And this also means that we have a chance, there is a chance that Filterblade will have to reset all of its saves. Yes, you heard it right. If you have a save on Filterblade, it might happen that we have to completely wipe out all saves. Just warning you now, we'll be also using that opportunity to introduce many features that were reliable on, that were kind of holding us back. Things like proper sorting of custom entries, custom presets, a lot of awesome things are coming also to Filterblade. Most of them will be coming to the next update. Some are coming to this update. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. Also, if you're using Filterblade, if you click on Filterblade's URL, you probably have this HTTPS VV. Now, if you're using local saves, these are normal for your current URL. So if you're on HTTPS VV, you have different custom. Okay, let me demonstrate. So I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to save it as a local save. Now I'm gonna restart. Okay, and you see it's still there. Now if I switch the URL and take the www away, interesting enough, the saves are gone. So we'll be adding a redirect to https www. That will be the standard URL, and you have local saves now. I recommend switching them all, and in general we might go away from the local save system in general and switch to PoE saves only. So I recommend you guys to use the PoE saves in general. The ones where you log in with your account and save it based on your account name. This is much better. Anyway, next topic. Some other topics that are coming to the next update. There will be a gem-based tier list. That means that, oh, sorry, my alarm, I have to work in half an hour. A gem-based tier list is coming. That means there will be a tier list for awakened gems, a tier list for out-quality gems, a tier list for just high-quality gems, and I'm excited to see how they will evolve. There also will be a tier list for replicas, and we are also reworking the preset system. That likely is also coming for the next update. It's pretty much done, but we are afraid that it might not come at the quality that we need, and we'd rather delay its release. That means soon you'll be able to create, here where you create presets, soon you'll be able to create your own presets, share them with the community, and find presets by the community members. This allows you to build saves in Filterblade by creating them out of several presets. I might rename them into mods. I feel like mods are better than presets. Or maybe add-ons. Guys, I would really welcome your feedback on that. So yeah, that is coming too. And a few other things. Like there's a lot of fairly large changes coming in the next 3 months. Right, so now that we've addressed all of these changes, let us talk about the Reddit topic. I think NeverSink should get paid by GGG and have his filters integrated into the core system. So why isn't he? Let's try it, let's complain. Well, let's talk about what is really happening. First of all, no, I'm not being paid by GGG. Yes, they can use my filters on Xbox and PlayStation. Yes, for free. There are some rules, I made them, like don't edit the filter, and it should still be named after me, and it should be possible to see that, well, where the filters are coming from. But in general, allow them to use the filters there. I am an alpha member, so they invited me into the PoE alpha, so I can test the filters earlier and provide them with some feedback along the way. And they listen to my suggestions. And also, and that is the most important case, think they flew me over to New Zealand. So when the ExileCon was happening, they invited me to New Zealand, bought my flight tickets from Germany to New Zealand, hosted me there in the hotel. I met all the awesome streamers. They invited me to the super VIP dinner with Chris and the other streamers. It was really fun. So one of the first things Chris said to me was, and I had a few talks with him, hey NeverSink, you should join our team. So why am I not part of the GGG team? And the reason for that is New Zealand. Now, don't get me wrong, New Zealand is an amazing country and was definitely the most breathtaking sight of a country I've seen in my life. But I do have relatives I'm very close to. I do have a relationship that lives here. I do have very close friends. I've already moved once from, and if you're wondering, I'm born in Latvia, then lived with my parents in Ukraine. I'm half German, half Russian, then we moved to Germany. And I know what it feels like losing a culture. Also, I'm afraid that I'll simply burn out. I have several projects I'm working on, and PoE things are just one of them. And if my hobbies will be PoE, my job will be PoE, and everything will be just PoE, and all the things I talk about is PoE, I'm afraid I'll burn out. On top of that, I'm doing quite good progress in terms of my career. So right now I'm a DevOps engineer and aiming at a topic of, aiming a position of an architect. We'll see how that works out in the coming months. And I'm enjoying working at the company I'm working on right now in Germany, in Lübeck. So I'm not sure if becoming a game designer would kinda contradict all the technical expertise I've worked up and collected over the past 10 plus years. So and that's something I doubt about. I did talk to them that if there's need, we might talk about something in remote, but in general, that's the answer. The answer is I enjoy doing things as a hobby when it comes to the filters. I also have a few very generous Patreon supporters to thank, so that's some extra income. I really enjoy doing something for the community, and it's in my job I get to do some hard decisions. So I'm not just a DevOps engineer, application manager, and sometimes I have to do hard, very capitalistic decisions that are guided purely by monetary concerns. I enjoy doing this whole work because it gives people smiles. So instead of doing something that is just there for money, I enjoy doing something that I know, well, it just makes people happy. And you know, making things that make a lot of people really happy is also making me happy. So that's a good thing. And I want to keep doing that. And I enjoy doing that. And I've also enjoyed making all the friends and connections that I've made by doing that. And I enjoy watching the two guys who started as students, Haggis and Topnak, who were developing Filterblade with me, grow into real experts over time. So that's all really good things. So yeah, that's basically it. I'm not getting paid by GGG, but that's okay. They did fly me over to New Zealand, and I feel like we have on a really good language, and they did invite me to work with them. And in the end, I said no. And as long as it's working there in New Zealand, I feel like New Zealand is a wonderful country to grow old, and maybe at some point I'll move there. But as of right now, at least as of now, and how my family relationships and family problems are happening here right now, I can't move Germany with a clear heart. So I'll be staying here, and I'm okay with that. And I think they hired Octavian, and I feel like the changes, I can feel his influence on the game. That's what I'm saying. The way expansions were made, quite good. Anyway, so that's a topic I want to address. If you want to support me and the filter, check out my Patreon and stream and Twitter for the announcement dates. So I feel like this leaves a lot of questions open. And so what I'll be doing simply, I'll make a small AMA for the first time. So if you want to ask me anything, feel free to do it. I'll answer it over the course of the day or the evening. Probably will post it on Reddit today evening. Yeah, thanks for listening. I have to prepare working. I have a busy day ahead of me. So I wish you guys a good day. I'm really looking forward to the new league. I have a lot of overtime saved up, so I'll be no-lifing Ritual for quite a bit, be streaming there. I've already come up with building a build I'm quite excited for. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Anyway, guys, I wish you all a great day. See ya.